the two amazingest players ever. With the Goblin-Orc Nation Liberation Session 9. Michelle, what happened? Dot wasn't feeling well. She doesn't remember what happened. Gamix, you gotta fill her in what was going on. Oh god, we have 3 people. Michelle's saved by the bell.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, someone who knows what happened.
We were just about to start because I wasn't sure how long you were going to be, but you're here. And Michelle, I was going to force Michelle to do a recap, but maybe you can save her and you can do the recap.
Oh, but should I?
You don't have
Please.
to, I guess.
Sorry, it's taking a minute. For some reason, I guess maybe my computer updated, but like all my displays were screwed up, and I was like, yeah. So, it still is a little funny, but it's okay enough to work with.
Okay.
Let me just move my notes where they're supposed to be. Michelle, do you want to do any recap?
I don't feel like I remember enough details to do a recap.
Okay. Did you already start, John?
I did start the stream, but you can.
Okay.
I can help with the recap if needed.
I have it. Okay, so, we had healed up after the, fight with the giant and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, my computer's still being weird. Okay. We found the room with the treasure, but, it was magically trapped. And we found another kind of pathway with holes where it looks like things have been burrowing and there are a lot of spider webs all around. So we decide to close that area off with boulders just in case that's where the spiders were coming from that the goblins had talked about. Dot needed to rest, so Akazero went and butchered the dead bodies to feed us, and we took turns keeping watches overnight. Max told a ghost story about spiders and then talked with Akazero about how tasty spiders were, which is real gross. And then here came our trouble. Akazero wanted to find a fight because, God forbid she go for a day without hurting something. And so I made Max go with her. And then, surprise, she came upon Kura, which apparently was a cloud giant, which we don't actually know, but people at home know. And Kura was talking about how they were wanting to wreak havoc on the humans down south, taking revenge on them. And Akazero learned that this giant is friends with the group that we just killed and or scared off. And she decided to bring it to their cave, where we proceeded to get in combat, and Akazero almost died. And, well, she went unconscious. She almost died though. So I had to convince the giant not to kill us, but then he got very suspicious about all his friends being dead there. We threw the bodies at him, and then closed up the cave and hid. And then I finally remembered that I have this headband that I keep forgetting to use. So I asked the headband about our plan to try and get the treasure and then get back to Yuno, and it said that we should be okay if we move quickly. So we went into the treasure room, and there was a trick that made copper look like gold and vice versa. So originally I filled up our bag with what I thought was gold, but then had to empty it. Akazero packed up the gems since those were on the list, so we figured we could keep those. She also smashed open one treasure chest, found some art which we did not take, and she did take a magical monocle. And then Dot threw a firebomb at the treasure room to burn up any potential spiders. So we got back to Yuno. On the way, we found a group of Tengu flying, but we ignored them. We got to the guards, who brought us to Jan, who was the leader who had spoken with us previously. we give them the gold and we get the rest of our reward. And Jan said that they could introduce us to somebody in the city who would be interested in us potentially taking out the fire giant. But apparently that person had also put in a request to Rachel to deal with it. We say that we will think about it because right now we need to heal up and figure out what we're doing. So we got information on where to stay, and we stayed at the Sage's Scroll, and we got a discount from the owner since we mentioned Jan's name. We encountered a centaur who I think Akazira was making fun of. Max and Dot went to their rooms to rest. Akazira and I went and drank, and a dwarf tried to recruit Akazira into an underground fighting ring or something.
Was it the same dwarf from the boat?
No, there was a gnome on the
I
boat.
think it was
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Fighting for sport is illegal in Uno, so I try and distract Aquazira from that. Max separately went into a magic shop looking for an Ioun stone, but we didn't have enough money. Hilda, the owner of or operator of the inn, referred us to a magic shop where we were able to get an amulet of natural armor, each for me and for Max. We also paid her to identify the monocle. It's an Inquisitor's monocle, and twice a day on command it creates a zone of truth, according to the spell rules. Gives +5 competence bonus on sense motive. So we will need to discuss who will be using the monocle and how, and also figure out how we can avoid almost dying when that wasn't in the plan.
Very good. Any questions, Jess?
Not really. I'm just glad nobody died.
Yeah, so you're back in you're back in town. Dot, you weren't feeling so well after that fight, so you've been recovering, and the party had asked you to remake some potions during your downtime, and you did so. They paid for them, and after you've done brewing those potions, you start to feel a little bit better. But now Oz is not feeling well this morning, so they're
Just going around.
Yeah, she's just chilling in the room for a bit.
It's that spider meat.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, you guys can all get together, eat breakfast, and figure out what you want to do today.
I'm trying to remember, is everybody back up to full health now?
Let's see.
I know I am.
Yeah, you look around the table. Everyone is full except for Oz, but they're not here right now, so everyone in front of you is full and ready and good.
What are the options for breakfast?
Oh yeah, you guys are staying there. Let's find out. What are the options for breakfast? You guys stayed at a middle-of-the-road tavern. So there's some oat porridge, boiled eggs and biscuits, chestnut bread, and hazelnut bread, and some cheese. Those are your choices.
I'll go for the porridge.
Yeah, you can have some porridge. How about everyone else? You guys want any of those options, or you want to dig into your rations?
No, I mean, I feel like I'd rather avoid rations if I can.
Sure.
Hazelnut sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll also have some porridge.
Nice. Yeah, you guys can order it. The food will come rather quickly, within like 10 minutes or so. And you can eat it. It's good, but it's not as good as the meals Oz makes. Not even close, so you guys maybe miss Oz's cooking skills, but...
Do they have hot brown morning potion?
They definitely do, if you would like some hot brown morning potion.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll pour you a cup.
Well, it was scary getting so close to disaster.
I mean, I feel like that was disaster. Just because we recovered from it, it was still a hot mess. And Akazira, she's resting now, but she is aware that she's not allowed to go off and do shit without checking with me and me taking time to consult with my headband to see if it's even a good idea.
Is she, does she have a concussion or anything, or how are her pupils? Are they both dilating the same?
Go take a look. Peek her eyes open. I don't know.
Just concerned, that's all. This, obviously, we'd be having a much better breakfast if Oz was here. I don't say that too loud because I don't want to insult the staff or anything.
Yeah, it's quite busy this morning, so there's a lot of chatter. No one will overhear you unless they're specifically, making a deliberate effort to.
Well,
yeah.
do we want to see about, I don't know, doing some odd jobs so that Max can get their Ioun stone?
Think we can make enough off odd jobs. Max, how much is it? I don't remember. It's like 6,000 gold?
Yeah, it was a lot. It can be a later goal. We don't need to work towards it now.
I mean, we can work towards it. I just don't know that odd jobs would be enough to get us there. I thought it was significantly pricey compared to our currently available means.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could negotiate doing a job for the authorities again in exchange for the Ioun stone.
Well, they're definitely interested in us, potentially interested in us dealing with the fire giant, but after that last giant, I don't know, I'm not feeling so gung-ho about that.
Well, maybe we should hit up the library, see what we can find out about fire giants and, just be a little better prepared.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out what kind of giant we fought also.
That sounds like a good idea.
If that giant was friend with the giant we killed, they might also be friends with the fire giant. And we need to be better prepared.
I think that it will work best if we try to prepare for things as much as possible. I think part of the problem is if we start doing stuff without a plan in place, then...
Oh yeah, Akazira clearly had a plan. The plan was, I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's cool, right? Oh, no, it's not cool.
I mean, perhaps Oz just was serving them a knuckle sandwich, right?
Yeah, and then basically died. Anyway, yeah, let's, maybe we can see about getting to a library and,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not very good with the people and the talking. Do you want to see if you can find a place for us?
Yeah, we can just ask Hilda. I bet she would be able to give us a recommendation.
Yeah, once you guys are done eating, you can go up to Hilda and ask the way to the library, is what you're asking, or what are you asking?
Well, just let her know, there's some stuff we want to look into, and we're thinking the library, but also open if she has other ideas on where to find more information about different types of giants.
Yeah, she will let you know that there is indeed a local library that you can research all you need to know about the creatures in this region. And she'll let you know it's in the southern part of town by the tower. I'll mark it on your map. I think I can do this. Let's see. Create a map note. Library. Update map note. I don't know if you guys can see this. It might be only for my eyes only. How do I reveal it to you? You guys don't see a map note I created, right?
I see Yuno's map.
Right, but you guys don't see anything here,
I don't.
right?
I don't see any what?
I think there's... Is there a way for me to make this visible? Right here. Wait, why can't... Oh, I need to go on the right... Over here. Do you see anything? No.
I see you just pointed to that little
I can see it says
shape.
library.
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't see it.
When I hover over
How
it, it
zoomed
says
in?
library.
Oh, it doesn't say that for me.
Oh, yeah, I can see it on my camera account, too.
What?
Do you guys see this little book I
You have to
created?
zoom. Yeah, you have to zoom in
You
a
might have
little
to
bit.
zoom in.
I'm like super zoomed in and I do not see anything.
Are
you
we
might...
being gaslit right now?
Do you have, Oh no, yeah, I don't need to go there either. I see it on my camera account. Whatever. The library's there. We'll figure it out later.
I believe you.
It's over here.
Also, Jess, does it matter that it says that you're Terrarark?
Oh, I need to change that.
Okay.
Caw.
I don't know what that is, but I don't think that's the character I'm playing with.
No, it's a raven. We did like a one shot where we were ravens, and we all died horribly. I basically
quickly?
exploded. Basically the first time that we got into combat with the big bad.
But I mean, like, how many hours into the session? Was it like hour in, dead, or like?
No, it was the final part of the one shot. It was like the last thing they had to do, and it was like it was almost impossible to do unless you did it like a specific way. That's why I don't really like modules a lot, because there's like sometimes they kind of like railroaded a specific thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
All right, that's fixed now.
Excellent. You guys can make your way towards the library near the big tall tower. I don't know if that interests you guys, but it's kind of, there's this wall around it like this is the tower here. It's a very tall tower. But yeah, you can't really get into it unless you walk through that entranceway, which I'm assuming you're not going to do, but you guys can walk towards the library, which is over there.
Yep.
Can you imagine
where I wanna
like
go.
being up at the top of that thing? My gosh.
Yeah.
Nope.
But as you walk up to the library, it has this kind of like Roman architecture, like these big columns above, on top of like a set of stairs that you walk up to get in. It's all made of like nice marble and stone. There are actually 2 guards in front of the door entrance. What would you guys like to do? You're at like the bottom of the steps looking up. It's like 10 or 15 steps up. The guards are just kind of talking to each other.
Walk up.
Sure. Who's walking up? Is it just all of you together? One person? All of you?
I'll be
we
like a
can
little
drop.
ways back.
Yeah. As you, what about you, Gamix? Where are you at?
I'll walk up with Katara.
Okay. And you guys kind of walk up, Dot's hanging back a little bit. And you start climbing, like, you're about like halfway when the guards stop talking to each other and they kind of notice you're walking up and they kind of straighten up and act a little more proper. And one will call out to you and say, what are you all doing?
We'd like to go to the library.
Are you citizens of this city?
No, we're supportive visitors who just took care of some creatures that we know have been wreaking havoc on Yuno. We're trying to learn more about some other creatures that have been harming you.
Excellent. Well, if you don't live here and don't pay taxes here, there'll be a fee for using our public services.
What's the fee?
Kind of scratches his chin for a second. Just the three of you? It's...
Yeah, we'll just have Jan reimburse us from our reward after we deal with the ogres.
Oh, you're friends of Jan.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Jan, Hilda. Everybody likes us around here.
Ah, good to know. Well, if you're getting reimbursed, then 5 gold a head?
Sure.
Yeah, he'll open his little bag on his side that he undoes a string to and just kind of puts out in front of you guys.
I'm shaking my head that Dodd just agreed to this, while I'm also trying to get the system to reload.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway.
If you're willing to pay it, we can just remember to deduct 15 gold, and you can, if you're willing to pay.
I mean, since she already agreed, I will.
Sure.
But
you begrudgingly
I'm
take
annoyed
out
about
15 gold and hand it to the guard.
I'm taking it off my sheet like right now.
Okay, sure. Dodd pays it. And, yeah, you hand him the gold, he tightens the bag back up and steps aside.
And what's your name, good sir? I want to make sure and mention you to Jan.
Sure. Give me a second to get this guy's name. My name's Jimmy.
Jimmy? Do you have a last name?
Nope. He'll know. When you say Jimmy the guard, he'll know exactly who you're talking about.
Real weird that you don't have a last name.
Yeah, who's your friend over here?
That over there? You talking about him?
The guy that you were, chatting with instead of, looking on guard duty.
He kind of takes a step back and squints at you. What are you implying? We're here doing our job.
Of course, my good sir. I just want to make sure that we have the proper name so that, Jan, when she has any questions, can come back to you and make sure that
if he has any questions.
Yes. Sorry. Didn't mean to misgender people.
Yeah, that over there, that's Bobby. Jimmy and Bobby.
Jimmy and Bobby, okay.
Yeah. The library guards. They'll know exactly who you're talking about. Any other questions?
Dot's like making a show of writing this in her notebook.
Well, what are all your names? Now that we're on first name basis.
I'm Dot.
Dot. He'll start taking out a piece of paper and writing it down. And what about you? Looks to Katara and Gamix.
Katara.
Pleasure.
Akazura isn't here, right?
No.
Okay. Max. Let's go in, y'all.
Max. He writes it down. Yeah. He motions toward the door. You guys can head inside. Yeah, if you guys go inside, it is a spectacular interior. There's these nice little, it's kind of like a dome structure. So there's all this like, what do you call them? Stained glass on the dome part. So the light kind of shines through, and it's all these like different colors from the stained glass, pooling into the room. There's a bunch of like, there's like 2 or 3 levels, and it's kind of like, because it's a dome, it's like circular setup where the bookshelves are on each level, and they're kind of like pushed back, and they're like, they have like curves to the bookshelves so that they fit in this like curved dome of a room. And there's like flying creatures. There's like these creatures with the wispy air at their feet. They don't have feet. It's just like a wispy air trailing. There's a bunch of them like floating around, flying, carrying books between shelves and stuff.
Like their library staff, it seems.
Yeah, or they're citizens, or they don't have a similar uniform. They're just kind of just floating on, carrying books back and forth. Some of them take books and take it, and then are reading it as they're just like floating around and stuff. But there's other people here too that are walking around. There's no obvious staff that greets you. There's no desk. There's no one communicates.
There's no
you.
old guy with
No.
a skeleton behind him.
No. But yeah, that's what you see before you. Just a bunch of, there's like 3 levels. There's some staircases to get to each level. And it looks like it's like brand new. It's like well maintained.
Do they have like a listing of like where sections are or anything like that?
Like a reference desk.
Card catalog?
Not that you can tell. Like as you look, like I guess you guys can give me perception checks as you guys are just like trying to get your bearings and looking at all this. See if you notice any place where people are going when they first come in or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can do that too. There we go. Yeah, you guys pretty good perception checks. You guys look around. You and nothing appears obvious where you would go to get a reference or anything. But as you're like doing these perception checks, you look a little closer. You can see the ends of the curved bookshelves on each level. You can see like before they separate into a new bookshelf. You can see there's these strange runes and lettering on them. You see, as you're looking, you see one of these floating individuals kind of go by and place a finger on the rune and trace it with their finger, and they kind of just like scratch their chin a bit and then go into that aisle. But after a moment of you guys just kind of watching and looking around, someone will walk up to you because y'all looking a little confused and lost. And it is someone who does have a wispy air below their torso and speaks some words that none of you understand to you. And once you kind of look a little confused, he'll switch to common and say, "Oh, my apologies. I assumed you may speak my native tongue, but it appears not." And he does a little bow and he says, "Hello, my name is Massey. I am one of the many scholars here. You seem to be new faces around here, and you seem to be a little confused. Can I help you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking. Oh,
No, go ahead.
we're looking to try and learn more about different types of giants, and we weren't sure how this library is organized or how we can find what we're needing.
Our library is organized by topic. He points to the bookshelf or bookcase ends and says he points to the runes. He says, I guess it's not much help if you don't speak Orin, but the lettering, it describes it's in alphabetical order based on topic. So if you're looking for giants, that's G, and I can bring you to where the books with topics with G are.
Are the books all in Orin?
Many are, but you can find some in common.
Do you also have a section where you can like learn Orin?
Of course, the language section contains many books on many languages. Although, I don't know how well you'd make out teaching yourself, but with a book, you may need a teacher. Which, if coin is no trouble, we can arrange an instructor. Although it may take about a month to teach you the language.
Well, I may be, more interested in that as well. We definitely want the information our leader just said, but I feel like it might be a good idea to know the local language as well.
Yes, if you plan to be around for around a month, you can. I can set that up. But in the meantime, follow me. I'll bring you to your knowledge of giants. And he will start floating towards the staircase, and I assume you all follow.
Yep.
Yeah, you can head to this circular staircase that kind of winds up to the second floor, and he will come out on the second floor and walk to about the center of this second floor area, trace a finger on the rune, and you see as he traces his finger on the rune, as he traces his finger on it, there's like a slight blue light that follows his finger trace, and he scratches his chin for a moment and says, "Yes, everything you need will be in this aisle. There are 4 or 5 books in common, unfortunately, but they should contain what you need. They have a variety of giants. Is there a particular giant you're looking for? Or just giants in general?"
All the books you have in common on giants.
Fair enough. He will float on into the section and pull off 2 of the books. On the one here, one there. He pulls it. There's like a table in the center of these 2 bookshelves and some chairs, and he puts the books down and he says, "These are the books you're looking for? Anything else I can help you with, or I'll leave you to it?"
No, not me. Do you guys need anything?
Thank you.
Perfect. He gives you all a little bow and goes floating on away. And leaves you alone in this little, I don't want to say alleyway, but little in-between area. And yeah, there are indeed these 2 books about giants. As I look for a more appropriate song or music, ambient music, as you're in the library.
Now, since there are 2 of us can flip through one, and the other can start flipping through the third, or the other book.
Yeah, everyone can give me a knowledge local, and you get a bonus for being in the library. I'll apply it separately, and you can also make the check untrained because you're in the library. And let me know what your details you're looking for, and I can let you know what you find in these books.
I would want to be looking both for the fire giant and for a giant that has a similar description to the one that we fought yesterday, and be trying to find information that would help us prepare to fight them. So any known weaknesses, anything about their kind of habits or routines, any what we should know about how they usually attack, things like that.
Sure. Dot, you're kind of being guided here on this task. You don't find much. But what about Gamix? Are you looking for the same sort of things or anything different?
I think just the same sort of things.
Alright, yeah, so Dot, you're kind of getting confused between the book that you're looking at, and you can't really find what you're looking for, but Gamix and Katara, you can make sense of the text and find... what do you want to learn about first? You do find passages about a giant described as the one that Oz brought back to your cave. You realize that this is a cloud giant. You can read about it now, or you can flip to the page about fire giants. What do you want to learn about first?
Cloud giant.
Cloud giants. Yes, cloud giants are formidable giants. They're one of the stronger ones. They are... You wanted to know about their habits or any weaknesses and stuff like that. There's no...
Their habits, weaknesses, attacks.
Yeah, cloud giants, you learn, are one of the few giants that can cast spells at will. They can levitate themselves. They can create an obscuring mist, which basically just shrouds them in a fog cloud that's like a little one. And then once a day they can make a big fog cloud that's like the spell that it covers a larger area. And to see through these things, you need a special item that is listed here. If you wanted to see through them, they're called fog-cutting lenses. Or there's a common clerical spell called Ashen Path that can see through these things. Other than that, the Cloud Giant is known for being very strong in melee, as well as every other giant. They can throw rocks and do large damage if it hits you. But the Cloud Giants, they have the ability that If you are close together when you fight them, if they hit one person, they can hit another one. It's basically the feat is called cleave. So basically, if it hits one, it can choose to hit another one, and it can keep going as long as it keeps hitting. So you'd want to fight this thing spread out. Yeah, if you're like grouped together, it could like keep hitting everyone around it. So you want to make sure.
That's unfortunate given our amplified range ability.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to their spells. Are those the only spells that it lists that they can cast?
Yes.
So it's not like they can learn and cast anything, like they have a limited set.
Yeah, that's the spells that they know.
Okay.
Other than that, they are known for having a wide of alignments. Half are good, half are evil. It's kind of like a normal person. They could be anything. Good cloud giants usually build roads from their settlements so that they can trade with other humanoids. Evil ones tend not to bother with permanent settlements and instead live on high peaks in crude shelters, and they often come down to raid villages or whatever they might need. Other than that,
anything that they're particularly weak or immune to?
Their weakest save is reflex, so anything that involves a reflex save, they are slow, they are not able to move out of the way easily, but they have strong willpower and they're very fortuitous, so anything that involves those things will likely not work against them. They're decently... They have a lot of natural ACs. Their AC is 25 usually.
Damn.
Yeah. And they
that is hard to hit.
Yeah, and they are quite fast. They have a movement speed of 50 feet.
Oh wait, so they're fast, but their reflexes are slow. They can move quickly.
Yeah, they can move quickly, but yeah, they can't respond in a moment to get out of the way. They're a big target, so they can easily be hit by things. Yeah, no obvious weaknesses besides anything that you would use against a giant, like any Giant's Bane arrows or weapons.
What were you gonna say, Dot?
I can't remember.
And yeah, cloud giants usually wield morning stars. Yeah, go ahead.
What's their touch AC?
Their touch AC is very low. They are a giant, so their touch is 9. So that is a good point. That could be a weakness if you have anything that targets their touch. They are very easy to hit if you have anything that can go after that. Because most of their AC is just like them being naturally thick-skinned and hard to hit. Or hard to pierce. But yeah, if you're just aiming just to touch them, it's very easy. They get a plus 12 to throw a rock. So d20 plus 12 to hit you with a rock. The Morning Star, they get 3 attacks, plus 22, plus 17, and plus 12.
Damn.
Yeah. These things are very formidable giants. And as you experience, they do a lot of damage if they hit, because their weapon is big, and they're big, and they're very strong. They have 35 strength.
Do they live in groups, or are they usually more solo?
Let's see. Yeah, they usually live in a normal kind of settlement, similar to other humanoids. So they usually live with groups of them.
Mm-hmm. Do they have dark vision?
Good question. They do not have dark vision. They have low light vision and scent. So same, like kind of like Oz. They can smell people easily. And low light vision, if you need a reminder, just means you can see twice as far in low light conditions. So normally humans can see like certain distance. They'll be able to see twice that. At least the same with like elves have that as well.
Does the book say anything about cloud giants in this area? Like anything related to,
No, it seems like this is all just these two books.
General knowledge.
Yeah, just general knowledge that is known about cloud giants. There's no specific, like, these are the giants in this area. Was there anything else you wanted to learn about the cloud giants?
That's all I had. Anyone else have other cloud giant questions?
Alright, yeah, you can flip the page to the fire giants. It'll note that their hair and beard seem made of fire. They have low light.
Made of fire, or they're actually made of fire?
They seem. Not sure if they are or not. But you continue reading. Maybe they are. Who knows? But
you said beard and hair?
Yeah. They're like, all their facial hair and their like hair looks like it's like flames. That's how it begins the description. But yeah, you continue reading. You'll see that they note their senses is low light vision as well. They can't see in the dark very well. You'll know when you're looking for things that they're immune to or vulnerable to. It looks like fire giants are immune to fire, but vulnerable to cold. So anything that's like deals like any cold damage will hurt them more. And mechanically, vulnerability I think just does 50% more, but let's double check. Vulnerability. Creatures with vulnerability take half as much damage, so plus 50%. Or takes half again as much damage. That's a weird way to say that. So basically it takes 50% more damage from cold. And they also... Oh no, they don't take any penalties to any saves. So do they just take more damage from cold? They have the same rock throwing ability. They move at 40 feet instead of 50 like the cloud giant. But if they are wearing armor, they'll move at 30 feet. They usually use great swords. And their attacks are usually plus 21, plus 16, and plus 11. So 3 attacks as well. They have a special ability called Heated Rock. They transfer the heat from their bodies to rocks as part of their attack action when they throw rocks. So it deals extra fire damage if they throw a rock at you.
So that's the like actual impact of their fiery looking appearance.
Yes. And yeah, they also have that cleave ability, so you'd want to spread out when you're fighting a giant. It looks like many giants have this cleave ability. And how they organize themselves, they can be alone, or they can be in a group of 2 to 5, or they could be in a multitude of groups. So they could be seen with 6 to 12 of them, plus like minions and stuff. And but you were told there was one fire giant, and he has maybe some minions or something. But they've just seen one fire giant come down and wreak havoc.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fire giants, it notes that they are the most military. Yes, militaristic. That's the word. Militaristic of all the giant races. They constantly train for war and practice brutal tactics on anyone and everyone that gets in their way.
So does this mean that they are, unlike the cloud giant, are they all evil or more likely to be evil?
That doesn't mean evil. That just means they're more likely to fight and not be reasoned with for their causes. So, having a conversation, like if it was a fire giant in that cloud giant shoes that you encountered, it probably would not have treated with you and would have just
I would have
kept
just
fighting.
killed us.
Yeah, it would have killed you.
These seem like Oz's kind of people.
But the book does note that they usually are of the lawful evil kind of alignment. Now, again, it's a hashtag, not all, but most of them. If you encounter a random fire giant, likely lawful evil. But not necessarily. I just wanted to say that so that if you just see a fire giant, you're just instantly like, oh, we got to kill it, it's evil. It's not usually, you can expect it might be, but don't have to assume it is always. But they're usually found in warm mountains. So the mountains,
warm mountains.
yeah, because they like fire, they don't like cold.
Anything about their weakest and strongest saves?
Yes, like other giants, their reflex is their weakest. You find this is common amongst all giants. Their fortitude is their strongest save. Likely will not fail that save. Their willpower is actually weaker than the cloud giant. It's not that great. It's average. And their reflex is way below average. So easier to hit them with a reflex attack. They have around 24 AC, 8 touch. And again, that's a lot from natural armor. Yeah, anything else you want to learn about fire giants?
Oh, for either of them, is there anything about like their, I don't know, are they kind of the typical like sleep during night and wake during the day?
Yes. Give me a moment to fix my overlay. Boom. Yes, because they are not good at seeing at night, you can expect that they have a normal sleep during the night, active during the day.
Okay. People have any other questions?
Not specifically.
Max?
I don't either.
Well, Akazuya's not here, so she can't help that.
Akazira can just come in if you guys want. They're
Did you leave a
just to fill
message?
Yeah, just to fill Steve
I
in.
locked her in her damn room.
Oz could easily break out if they wanted to, but just to fill Steve in, Oz was taking a break this morning, not feeling too well, stomach ache or something. The party went to the library to learn about giants. But
yeah, stomach ache from drinking too many fucking potions to keep myself, or potions to keep myself alive.
Oh, it wasn't just feeling unwell from the poor decision making.
She never makes
I thought
poor
it was
decisions.
the child meat.
Oh my God.
Feeling guilty about her actions that put the group in danger.
No.
But yeah, out
Feeling
of character.
judged by her partner because she's a...
That's possible.
Out of
Anyway,
character,
sorry.
Oz can rejoin the party now if you want, or if Steve/Oz has no contributions to wanting to ask about questions about giants, you can just wait till the party
No,
regroups.
I don't think Oz would have any contributions.
Oz doesn't
Fair
want to
enough.
go to the library. I can
No.
imagine.
Shocking. Shockingly, she
Oz
would
probably
not
just
have
goes
any
down and gets
interest
several
in the
drinks.
library.
Yeah, Oz, you can head down. You can note there were murmurs of people letting you know that your party did not enjoy their breakfast, and they had wished they had you there to cook them food. But alas, you weren't feeling well, so they ate some random food. But yes, rest of the party in the library. Any other questions, or you want to head back and regroup with the knowledge you have?
Dot would probably be like wanting to research like spells that would be helpful in that kind of thing. But we don't have to
Good idea.
roleplay that part of it. We can just, cut to whenever.
Yeah, what spells... Yeah, there could be a section in here about giants, about useful spells. Like I said, anything involving a reflex save will be effective against them. Anything involving a fortitude save will likely not work. Any cold-based spells will be effective against your fire giant. Are you looking for both giants, or are you saying giants in general, or what?
Fire giants specifically.
Yeah, so there's Chill Touch, it mentions, that will go after... it might be easy to make a touch attack against them. Let me see, what's the name of this other spell? They mention a snowball spell that you can use as a ranged touch attack that'll deal cold damage. So that'll be super effective against a giant. Although you'll know that there is a fortitude save part of it that could stagger them, but they'll likely not get staggered. But still a chance. They could roll a natural 1 or something. It's not nothing. And still good damage. And yeah, it mentions those two spells as examples, but anything like that if you want to do damage will be useful. Is there any specific type of... Are you looking for like a control type spell, or are you looking just for damage?
I think Dot's just trying to figure out like what the best course of action, especially specifically for her, because a lot of her damage is fire. Her bombs aren't going to do much, so she's trying to figure out like what she can do to contribute.
And you are an alchemist, right?
Yes.
Let's look at the alchemist list and see if it can help you with anything there. The alchemist spell list. Does it not have the formulae list? Not call spells, silly me. So yeah, first level spells. You can cast up to 3rd level, right?
Up to 2nd.
2nd level? Okay. Yeah, nothing super jumping out at me. That would be super helpful in terms of dealing damage. You do have your obvious party buff spells you can give people.
Yeah.
So those are always helpful. But in terms of impacting the giant, yeah, like you have good defenses against the giant. You have blurs and stuff like this. That will be very helpful. You have elemental touch, which gains energy damage to touch attacks. So you could choose cold. I don't know if you want to get face to face with the giant to try to do that. But it's an option.
I think more likely she might consider like making that an extract and giving it to say Max or Oz.
Fair enough. And yeah, there are it does some fire damage if it's throwing rocks at you, which maybe you're not anticipating dealing with that, but you could resist energies with that. You have ability to do that, to take less damage from that. Other than that, I don't see anything super relevant that you'd want to do to this giant with your spells.
Okay.
But you could look through the alchemical items. Maybe there's something you can craft that could help. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some sort of cold something you could throw, maybe. Anyone else have any other questions? But quickly, I just found something that you could use. There's an item called Liquid Ice, also known as Alchemist Ice. During the next 1d6 rounds, you can use it to freeze a liquid, blah, blah, blah. You can also throw Liquid Ice as a splash weapon. Direct heals deals 1d6 cold damage, and within 5 feet, take 1 point of cold damage from the splash. So you can make some liquid ice if you want to chuck little ice bombs.
That might actually be something that I would. That would actually be something I would be interested in.
Liquid ice sounds like one of the Gatorade flavors.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a drink.
Yeah, the DC to craft such a thing is 25, and it costs 40 gold just to buy it. So we'll apply, if you're crafting it, we'll apply your discounts and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something she'll look into.
Yeah. And anyone else have any questions or anything to talk about fire giants or cloud giants?
I think I got the most I could out of those books.
Yeah, there's some paper on the desk that you could have written down any notes to remember any information out of character. We can just say we can recall the information at will, kind of thing, and you can have that information to share with Oz should you want to. And yeah, you guys can close the books up. You see the missing slots where they were taken out of. You can put them back if you want, or just leave them on the desk. And you can leave if you want. Do you put the books back?
I'm good.
I do want to ask if I can find him, Massey. I want to ask, how much typically does it cost to learn a language?
But before I do that, are you putting the books away?
Oh, yeah, I would.
If we knew exactly where they came from, yeah.
Yeah, you just take a moment, look up, and there's those 2 slots that you see that he took them out of. If you want, okay. You can easily put them back. And yeah, you can easily find Massey. And you ask him how much you would charge to learn the language?
Yes.
Yeah, he thinks for a moment and he says, before I quote you a price, I want to know, why do you want to learn the language? And will you all are outsiders. Usually many of you pass here in days. Are you really planning on staying here at least 20 days to learn my language?
Well, that is a discussion that I'll have to have with the party, but I know a lot of languages, and I, feel like it's nicer, easier to communicate with people in their own language if I can.
Of course, but it sounds like you are unable to make a commitment yet. When you solidify that part of it, come see me here, and we can talk details if you're ready to commit. Until then, enjoy the city, and please, do not break the laws.
I wasn't planning on breaking any laws.
He nods. Many people say that, but many travelers, outsiders, they care not for our rules. They are not too complicated, and they are simple and similar to others. But because we have no walls and our guards are a little lax, many adventurers and travelers think they can get away with many things. Know that although it looks like we take our security quite lax, know that people are watching, and do not get yourself in trouble.
I'll keep that in mind. Do you guys like print brochures with your laws or anything like that? Like,
No.
how does
For your purposes, if you're here for a few days, which I assume you are, it is the same as any other place. Don't cheat, steal, kill, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
But if you plan on learning a language and staying with us for some time, it would do well to learn our intricacies of our culture. It's been a pleasure speaking with all of you. Please enjoy the city.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, he'll give you all a small little bow and float on away. And you guys can leave the library and make your way back to the tavern to regroup.
Are Jimmy and Bobby there?
Yeah,
When we leave?
You leave. They open the door for you as you're leaving, and they like motion the hand toward the end of the stairs. They like tip their hat to you. Don, this is milady.
Let's
I'll
get
just
back to
nod.
the inn.
Yeah, you can tell that they're being very sarcastic with you, and they're holding, like, Bobby's holding back a laugh as Jimmy said milady or whatever. You can tell they're being like they're not sincere with their I mean, they're still being polite by opening the door and whatever, but you get like the vibe that you're the brunt of a joke, or they're like laughing at you, not like with you. But he's not like laughing at your face. You just see like you get that like tension in the air where maybe they were just talking about you, but as they heard you coming, they stopped talking and they opened the door, and yeah.
I guarantee Dot does not notice at all. Like, she doesn't
Sure.
pick up on those things, so she's just kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys can walk off, and as you're at the bottom of the stairs, Jimmy will wave to you and say hi to Jan for me.
oh, I will. I will.
Yeah. And you guys can head back to the tavern. You can find Oz in the main room having a drink, feeling much better.
Oh, not a drink.
Oh,
There are several drinks across the table in front of me.
it's the morning, you know that, right? Okay.
Yup.
Okay.
It's
You
fine
see
to
several.
go somewhere.
If anyone tried to argue, I
No,
will
no,
tell
they won't
them
argue
I
if
can either
you're-
drink out of my backpack or I can drink here.
No, they'll supply
I
you with
will
drink if
argue.
you. Well, I mean,
You're not there.
Yeah, no.
No, when we show up, though.
That's
Sure.
fine.
Before you show up, though, the staff will not object to if you're giving them coin. They will supply you with drink at any time of day. So yeah, you give them coin. You guys come in. You'll see Oz. There's maybe 2 or 3, maybe more empty drinks already in the area.
Probably about 5 at this point.
5 empty drinks and another drink in hand. And yeah, they're sitting. I don't know where was Oz sitting, making friends, or sitting alone, or.
Oz is probably up at the bar, much to the chagrin of the whoever is running the place, probably trying to like put feet up on top of the counter. Like regularly, I'm sure somebody comes by and taps
Yeah.
her feet, and she drops them down, and then like 10 or 15 minutes later, they end up right back up on top of it.
Well, actually, I almost forgot. Before the party arrives, if you're here by yourself, someone will approach you, Oz. A gnome character will kind of come on up and say, "Hello, can I buy you a drink?"
Where have you been? Oh, wrong voice. Where have you been?
I've been out and about, but you remember me from the other night, I take it?
Yeah, they say I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Who said that?
The guard or the centaur, the horseman. Sorry, horseman.
He looks around. The centaur's not.
Also me.
Yeah, horseman.
The centaur's not around here at the moment. He looks around and says, "Well, he's not here now. You want to talk to me?"
Of course.
Excellent.
How'd this work?
Oh, right to business. Yes.
Well, you could buy me drink. I take drink too.
Yeah, of course. He'll motion to the bartender. The bartender will supply another drink. He'll slip coin to the bartender and say,
Yeah, I'll pick it up with my other hand.
Yeah, yeah, you still have a drink. We buy you one anyway." He says, "Yes. All you have to do is knock on the door 3 times and say underring. And you'll be let in. And that's how
Door.
Ah.
Oh, how I know what door?
He unrolls a little map of the city. And yeah, you are on the map of the city, and he marks a spot on your map here. Let's do a different way to mark this, because the other way I did earlier did not appear for everyone. So let me just draw something here. I'll change the color once I make like that. Let's make this a red color like that. Can everyone see that red? Does that work?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. The text may be a little darker color to see. No, that's not how it should be. Yeah, no, text color. Okay, whatever. That's fine for now. So he outlines this area here, and he says, you'll find a building in the center there. Like I said, you knock on the door 3 times, say underring. Someone will slide open a little eye hole, look at you, size you up. They should have no issues. They'll close the thing, open the door, and you're in. You can sign up for fights. You can bet on yourself. You can do whatever you want. There's fighting galore down there.
Okay.
Minimum sign-up fee is 100 gold, and you can win up to 50% of what you wager on yourself. So you pay 100 gold, and you can fight all night, and you can keep wagering as long as there's people willing to fight you. Obviously, if you win your first one, people might not want to fight you, or if you win decidedly. So he kind of lowers his breath, or lowers his voice. I heard you're a great fighter. If you, I don't know how to say this delicately, but do you think a lot? Do you think a lot of big words, or no?
You hear voice, big word hurt.
Well, sometimes when you were small orc, you play games, right? And don't actually hurt people. You kind of like wrestle and with other.
When
orcs.
I small orc, I kidnapped by humans.
Have you heard of have you heard of plays where people pretend they don't actually do things, but they put on a story, a show?
Yes, I pretend sometimes I wasn't a slave.
So here, you would pretend you're not a good warrior, that you're okay warrior, and you take few hits, but you're strong, so not hurt you really, right? And you make fight look close, but when timer gets close to end, you punch harder and end. Make it look like they were better than they were, so more people want to fight you. More money.
I know how punch harder. How punch not harder. Punch only harder. Arms only work one way. You want show?
Yeah, I'm sure you've not wanted to punch people as hard. You know when you're joking around, you know what a joke is, right?
You don't punch people with joke. If I punch people, they fall unconscious.
But there's, yeah, if you mean to hurt them. But like I said, when you want to pretend, like when you pretend you're not a slave, you don't actually act like a slave, right? So when you punch, you pretend punch, but not real punch.
No, when I act like I'm not slave, I not punch. No reason punch.
Well, maybe I could show you. Do you mind if I punch you? They won't hurt.
Okay.
So watch, like I will pretend punch. You watch, and he just like lightly like taps you on the shoulder, like doesn't even like phase you. You see?
That not punch.
Oh, okay. What do you want to call it?
That not punch.
Not
that not
punch.
even look like punch.
Yeah, not punch. So you want to not punch, and then punch.
Okay, me try.
Maybe I'm this guy. He'll pull over this guy. He'll talk to him for a second and pull him over. Try this guy over here. It's just like a random human.
I hear it not good do thing to other people. Centaurs say
He, like,
not supposed to.
He takes like a big swig back. He says, "What do you want to do to me? Do whatever you want."
Ooh.
Okay.
It's fine.
I will, wait. But I told doing this bad get trouble.
He looks around. Don't worry, I take responsibility. No, it's fine. Just don't. Like I said, not punch right now.
But
Practice.
you don't want Horseman to bother.
I'll take care of the horseman. Just right now, we're practicing not punch. Remember?
Okay, not punch. I
Yes.
pat him on the shoulder.
Close, but you want it to make it look like punch, but not punch. Like that, like this, and he'll like just tap the guy. Like it looks like I mean, I don't know what it looks like to Oz, I guess, but he'll just like and like give him a little jab, and the guy just kind of like shakes it off.
I like shove him slightly with my fist.
Yeah, you do that, and he says, yeah. That's a not punch, but you want to make it a little more believable. You want to pretend. Make people who watching think real, but you know not real. And then...
I feel dumb.
Well, it is a little dumb, but it'll give you a lot more money. And you like money, right? Who doesn't like money?
I prefer fight, not money. But money, okay.
But more money gets you more fights. You'll get to fight more with more money. Because if you fight real punch, you will get one fight. But if you do not punch, and then real punch, and do that over and over, you get many fight.
Barkeep, I need something stronger.
Yeah, the barkeep will...
Tiny man talks circles.
Yeah, you'll get a drink, and I think it's at this point the party is like entering, and he kind of sees the party entering. And he says, "Listen, we can talk more about this later, but it looks like your friends are here, so it was great talking with you. I hope to see you there soon." And he'll
hope so.
He'll slide you a little napkin with the instructions he said to you verbally, but he'll write it down for you. Say it's 3 knocks, say underring, and he slides it to you. As he's leaving, he'll pass by the party who are walking by him. He says, hey, good to see you, and he'll walk by you. And you can find Oz at the bar with several drinks, double fisting some drinks now.
Were you just talking to him?
Yes.
Why? Do you remember how I literally shoved him away from us?
He bought me
yesterday?
this.
Clearly, you didn't need any help buying drinks with the number laid out in front of you.
You buy drink nice.
Don't take drinks from people who are trying to get you to do bad things.
It's not bad thing, it's just fight.
Remember how that's illegal here?
Okay, but I know get caught.
There's the human
No.
who's still beside you just drinking, and he puts his drink down and he says, they know about it, but they let it happen. They take their cut.
See? All okay.
I don't care. No.
But doesn't that mean if they know about it that they could use it against you whenever they decide to?
Okay.
No, if you ask, he goes to like a more quiet voice. He says, "If you ask me, they're running the damn thing." Then he leans back, takes another drink.
Regardless, this is not something you are participating in, and I do not want you talking to him
Why?
or anyone else.
That's not fair.
You are interrupting me.
I'm gonna leave you all to your peace, and he shoves aside and leaves you all alone.
A little late, better late than never, but I was trying to sense motive him saying that he thinks they are running the thing. Like,
Yeah, the way he said it, with that sense motive, you probably, in your time wandering around, people join your campfires and talk. These are one of those people that are like conspiracy theory minded. Like the way he's saying it, he probably says
Government
something.
does everything bad.
Yeah, the way he said it, it's like he didn't have any real lead to it. It kind of didn't make sense. Even in response to what you said, that they could use it against you, even if they ran it, they could still use it against you. It just seemed like he wanted to interject his like theory to you, and like had no care what you actually like said. Just had an excuse for him to like lead into that. But yeah, he goes to the side. You can keep talking to him if you want, but the party's somewhat alone now at the bar.
no, I mean, I'm just like, Dot's thinking of the implications, like, okay, even if they know about it and look the other way, they'll look the other way until they choose not to look the other way.
Maybe. Who knows?
Anyway, so you are not going to be involved in this. This is not a discussion. It is not happening. So do not talk to him or anybody else who is trying to get you to fight. Are you all pouty now?
No.
I'll give you a kiss.
No.
I gave it to you.
You gonna wipe it off?
Yeah.
Just because you're mad doesn't mean I'm going to change my mind. You know, do you want to hear what we learned while we were actually working and not just sitting at the bar drinking? I guess not. Alright, well, the rest of us can decide what we're doing, and I guess you'll just go along with it, or
You talk,
do
I
your
just
own
listen.
thing.
That what this all about, right? I just sit here, listen. You tell what do. I be fine. You talk.
You are so grumpy today, jeez. We're the ones that didn't get to eat your breakfast, and yet you clearly woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, because you decided you needed to go fight something and then almost died. Yeah, no wonder you feel bitter. Anyway, so based on what we learned at the library, what do you all think about what we should do next?
Well, I would like to go see if there's other alchemists in the city, kind of get their opinion on some things. I also have a spell that I want to try and learn, and I'd like to craft some of that liquid ice.
You got a lot to do.
Yes, well, no rest for the wicked.
I don't know, it looks like the wicked one is clearly resting right now.
Not wicked.
Do you know what that word means?
It like candle. A piece of candle on top.
Do you all think we should consider fighting the fire giant?
I
Or
think
does it depend on what you find out in terms of what you're able to put together?
I mean,
Why we not fight fire giant? Fire giant there to be fought. Now we not fight anything. Can't fight people in area. Can't fight fire giant. Get yelled at. Fight slaving giant. We just not fight anymore.
I was going to say that I think with enough preparation we'll be fine. As long as we know what we're up against, we can make plans.
I think that if we do decide to do it, we should at least scout to make sure the cloud giant isn't at the camp before we decide whether we're fully doing it or not.
Out of character real quick, did we meet with Jan and them again after we got back from...
Yeah, you guys returned. You returned in the mission. Was there anything specifically you wanted to do with them? You could go back, or we could roll it back, and if there's any questions you had at that point.
No, I mean, it wouldn't have been something to roll back. I was just going to suggest if we did want to, like, negotiate for the Ioun Stone or, like, recouping our library fees, we might want to do that.
You can, in character, bring that up, and yeah, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah, so I will also suggest, maybe we want to do that too.
Yeah, I mean, Jan said that they could connect us to the particular people that are interested in the fire giant, because it is not Jan's crew. It is a different group of leaders in the city that have the bounty out and had reached out to Rachel. And I mean, obviously we'll want to talk to them to see if it's even relevant, because it's possible that, if they're hoping that Rachel can do it for free or cheap, they may not want to pay a group to do it.
I see.
So maybe you should look into your stuff first. We can get an idea of how much it would cost for us to be more adequately prepared, so that we know that going into any potential negotiations about what a reward would be. Is that fair?
Well, that seems fair for sure.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, learning the spell will be free, because it's one of the spells in the spell book. It's resist energy. It'll just help us, avoid some fire damage. Or resist it, I guess. But I did want to, like I said, also talk with some other alchemists if I have the opportunity to.
Max, is there anything you want to do to prepare for this potential fight?
I'm still thinking on it. I don't have anything that's jumping out to me right now.
Kazira?
You want me wear out muscles, not fight. So I just sit round, not lose, not keep muscle. Muscle go away.
You want to fight me?
You know, light fight. Fight not loud in city.
Maybe you guys could go upstairs and wrestle a bit.
We can fight in private.
I too mad for that.
You're too mad to fight?
You not mean fight.
No, I do. Just hand to hand.
Yeah, wrestling, blowing off steam.
No, that's different.
Okay, do you want to... I'm saying I'll fight you unless you want to sit here and sulk by yourself.
But you say can't fight in city.
We can fight privately in our room.
That's what this thing is. This private fight. You not
Okay,
let
no,
me do.
that's entirely different. It's with people we don't know or trust. We know nothing about it.
I know no man. No man, nice man.
You don't know that no man from anybody.
I do. He nice. He buy me drinks.
I'll buy you a drink if you'll come upstairs with me.
He teach me how not punch. You want show? I show you. Here. Not punch. And I like fist her in the shoulder.
So now he's trying to get you to throw things to, like, fuck with the bets, huh?
I don't know. He just say not punch good for make more money.
Yeah, he's trying to manipulate you.
I not man. I woman.
He's trying to get you in trouble.
No.
He's trying to get you to lose a fight on purpose, and that could get you in trouble.
No. He say I should still win fight, but I make look like close fight.
Yeah, this is not good.
Why not? Seem good. We both make money. He say I get 50%, whatever percent is. It may be different currency. Is that their currency here?
No.
Oh.
If I buy you a drink, can you go upstairs?
I guess if you want me to go upstairs, I'll go upstairs. But doing what else you tell me.
Yeah, we can fight upstairs. Not with your axe, but I'll let you beat me up a little bit.
Whatever.
All right, well, you two enjoy. I'm gonna go talk to Hilda. Up. Have fun.
Yeah, Dot, you can make your way to the front of the establishment, and Hilda's there reading a book.
Pardon me.
Yes.
This is kind of a funny question. Is there, like, do you know of any alchemists in the city? Like,
She thinks for a moment. I have heard of someone who does work with chemicals and things like that. I don't know if they're officially an alchemist. Let's see. I think I don't have much. I haven't talked much with them. They are kind of a recluse, but they are known for mixing magic and the elements and chemicals, and they supply the city with a lot of these sort of things. Their name is Vort. Vort. Vort.
thank you. And can you direct me as to where they are?
Yes, they like to keep to the fringes of the city, and she'll describe it, but I'll mark it on your map. She doesn't mark this on your map, but I'm just doing it for ease. I'll change the color to blue. And I'll ping it in a second once I have it on the thing here. And yeah, she describes it, and I ping it. That is where she notes that they live. They're very friendly, so I've heard. I haven't had much direct communication with them, but I've been told that they're very friendly, and as long as you're, like, you don't just go in there guns a-blazing and do anything rash or make them think you're trying to harm them or do anything, they should be agreeable to speak with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Before I head out there, I will approach Gamix.
Mm-hmm.
Gamix, that spell book that we have, and Dot will hold it out to her. You might want to learn resist energy if you can learn it, because that will help us. That's what I'm going to also be learning later.
Fortunately, I don't think I can.
Okay, that's okay. If you want to hold on to this spell book, while I'm going to go, I kind of like tell Gamix where the alchemist is, kind of the same way Hilda told me. I need to consult with someone else who kind of, thinks like me, I guess. But if there's any of these spells that you want to learn while I'm gone, I'm just going to try and do that.
I'll take a look.
Yeah. Well, Dot, you start your trek into the city. What is the other party members doing?
I'm literally trying to get Akazira to melee fight with me.
Okay, so you want to go up to your room and actually get in like a fist fight?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, unless any of you actually want to, like, injure one another. We don't have to, like, make rolls and stuff like that, but you guys can fight it out for a bit. But I don't know if there's any discussions you have in between jabs.
Oz doesn't feel comfortable punching.
Yeah, I know you're not actually willing to do it.
Yeah. Oz is not scared of a lot of things, but Oz is very much so scared of Kit. And also scared of, like, her ability to actually hurt Kit. It is kind of like a weird dynamic that happens between the two of them. And so, like, this is probably the best practice she could have at fake punching.
Yeah, isn't that what you want? You want to practice not punching, right? So let's do it. I'm going to try and egg you on a little bit and actually hit you, not hard, but to try and see if you'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know that still will get her to go.
I will be annoyed, and I'll spend some time concentrating on my headband. If it would be a good plan to go out, just the two of us, for her to find, basically hunt, like find an animal to fight with and kill for food.
Sure.
Oh wait, is that allowed in Do we know?
Yeah, you can go outside the city and do whatever you want. They don't have any, to your knowledge, any rules about that. Like what happens outside their city. So you want to go outside and look for something to fight or hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you concentrate on your headband, and instead of words, you get an image in your head, and it looks like a wild boar. It looks like if you were to go out and find trouble, you'll find a wild boar or something.
Meaning that's what we should avoid. That would be trouble.
No,
I
meaning
killed boar easy.
Yeah, meaning if you want to go out and look for trouble
Mm.
or look for a fight, you will find a boar. And if you want to fight it or not, that's up to you, but
How would you feel about killing a boar? Would that help?
We finally get good meat for change.
Would that help with your need to fight? Getting to hack at this boar until it's dead.
I mean, it'd not take long, but it would be nice.
Okay, let's go.
do you have knowledge nature to do you have that or no?
I don't
I have
any kind
one
of
rank in
knowledge.
survival and scent.
Sure. So give me a survival check just to think about what kind of boars would be in this area. Yeah, you don't know the exact type of boar, but you know this is not just like this shouldn't be a little baby boar. It'll probably be a top, like boars that have, people that
Seen things.
it's not an easy boar. It's still a boar, but it's a formidable boar. Just so, yeah.
It'd still be fine.
Sure.
Alright, we'll go out and
Yeah, but you could
start looking
you
for
could
a
wait
boar.
for the entire party. Max is still there. Do you bring Max or no? Do you just you two want to go fight this boar?
I just want to take her out.
It'll be more romantic.
Yes, a romantic death. Yeah, both of you can venture out of the city and look for something to fight. And let me get your tokens out. Oh, your tokens are out here. Excellent. We'll just use this map, and quite quickly after you get on the road or off the road, wherever you go looking for a fight, you'll 80 feet away you see this big boar that kind of resembles this thing that you saw in your vision. I'm gonna give it a token. I should have a boar token. Yeah, and you just kind of see it eating some grass. It doesn't seem to have noticed you at the moment, so you notice it before it notices you. And both of you are, like I said, you can be about 60, 80 feet away. What is your actions? Do you want to like prep to charge it? Do you want to talk about tactics before you just rush in, or what do you want to do?
No, boar just die quickly. Rah!
Yeah, I'm not planning on doing anything. I'm just here to make sure, like, if she ran into something dangerous, I could support. But the boar is all hers to kill.
Okay. All right. The boar is out there. I don't know. I don't think this map is scaled to a battle map, but whatever. We can just use your relative distances, and I guess if you can join in the combat and only act if you want to do anything. Where is your token here? This one here in combat. In combat. We fighting boar. And yeah, Katara, you can roll initiative. And like I
I'm
said,
not planning to fight.
yeah, but just in case things get dicey, you have a turn that you could do something. You
Yeah, I
can
can botch like 5 times.
or yeah, who knows? Yeah, Katara, you're standing by watching. Oz, you have initiative on the creature.
Yep. Rage and charge.
All right. Poor little boar. Yeah, you charge in with your axe and make a deep cut and do 37 points of damage. Is that right?
+3, because I'm raging.
So 40 points of damage.
Yeah.
It's barely still up as you cut it, and it bleeds heavily. It rears its head at you as it's barely still alive, and will take its turn on you. When it will try to gore you as it's barely dead, or barely alive. With a 24 to hit?
That is definitely going to be a hit. Ooh,
Yep.
that hurts a lot.
With its dying breath, it kind of and just like gores you for 23 points of damage. Do you want me to apply that for you?
Damn.
Yes, please apply.
This is why I was warning you,
4.
but I also forgot that Steve's character is very strong. So, Katara, do you want to do anything? You see Oz takes a gore, a tusk to the side, but this boar is like barely alive. It's like bleeding out. It was like its last-ditch effort to attack. It looks like Oz
she
will...
can handle it.
Yeah. Oz, this boar is before you. It squeals a bit as it feels death's touch.
You stronger opponent than I think. And I will take my axe and I will drop it to the ground and I will try to punch it.
Oh my god! Alright, you drop your axe and you try to punch it. This is not a not punch, right? This is a real punch? Okay.
This is a real punch.
Yeah, roll me a, what is it, D3 plus strength? mod?
D3 plus strength.
Yeah, that will knock the boar
It gets
out.
an AO, by the way. Because I am attacking it with a fist that is not gauntlet.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if animals got it, but sure.
Yep,
I guess
they are
mechanically-
considered armed. Ooh, but it
13?
actually misses.
Yeah, the
Very
death,
sad.
Death was at its barely alive, and yeah, you punch it right in the snout, and it just kind of collapses. Well fought.
Alright, I will, you have rope.
Let me check.
I'm just going to quickly add everyone to the combat to share the experience, even though you weren't there.
Yes, I have rope.
Okay, I'm gonna take my time and tie up the legs of this thing, knowing that with my fist, I probably did not kill it.
Yeah, it's still like you can just feel its like breath as you like tying it up. You can feel its breath like coming out.
Yeah, and I will hoist it up over my shoulder, if I can. I don't know exactly how heavy it is.
This boar, it weighs approximately 2,000 pounds.
Oh
It's a big,
shit!
big boar.
Yeah, I am not gonna be able to carry that.
You're gonna have to
Well,
put
I
your-
can, but
yeah.
I will be exhausted when I get back to town.
Or you could drag it.
Yeah, that's gonna ruin it though. I think then what I'll do instead is
You don't want to just cut it up here?
Yeah, I think Oz thinks quite a bit on this boar.
Yeah, while you're thinking about that, let's go to Dot and Gamex. Gamex, are you going with Dot, or are you just hanging out doing your own thing? What's Gamex up to?
Oh, I was just gonna hang out at the bar, look through the spell book,
Okay,
think about my options.
sure. You can look through the spell book. Dot, are you heading to the Alchemist?
I am.
Alright, what do you want to do when you get there?
I will knock.
Okay, yeah, so you're just going straight there, nothing different?
No, I'm not making any detours.
Sure. You walk up to this house. It looks like it looks like almost abandoned. There's like, it's kind of separate on the map. It's kind of close with other buildings, but I can't make it the way I want. So it's supposed to be separated out. you kind of, as you're walking up, you see less and less houses, and then all of a sudden you just see this singular house that looks kind of run down. It's made of wood. There's no houses within like 100 feet of it. Everywhere else seems there's buildings close to each other, but here it seems that there's a wide area. There's like slight grass that seems to be growing that's like not maintained, so it's there's like dead patches of it. There's overgrown areas. It's like a messy yard in front of it, but there's like these little stone slabs that work their way up to the door. There's a big sign in different language that you don't understand, but even if give me a linguistics check.
Okay.
See if you can get like the gist of what the sign is indicating. Yeah, you kind of it resembles like you've been in like you've been studied in some of the major cities, and you've seen some people that have like signs similar, the way that font is, the way like a kind of punctuation in it. It just seems like it's one of those signs that's like stay off my lawn, or like keep out, or keep away. It seems like it's like a hostile sign. But yeah, you were told that this person would be amenable to talking. So yeah, do you want to?
I knock.
Yeah, you knock, and you can hear there's like a shuffle inside, and it sounds like papers or something are shuffling about, and there's like a loud like movement, and suddenly you hear like glass break, like glass shatter, and then like some loud talking in a language you don't understand, and then like it sounds close to the door, and then the door kind of like cracks open just like a sliver, and you see like an eye, and then they look you up. The eye like kind of goes up and down you, and then you're being spoken at in another language that you don't understand, but similar to the one that Massey spoke to you in. So you can surmise it's Orin, but when you have like a puzzled, surprised look on your face, they switch to comments and will say, "Who are you? Why are you here?"
I'm sorry. Are you Vort?
How you know my name?
Well, I asked Hilda at the inn if there were any alchemists around.
There's like a long pause, then the door like slams shut. And then a moment later, it opens up fully, and before you is a very large, mechanically large creature. It resembles a giant almost. They have hairless blue-green skin, deep blue eyes, and flamboyant eyebrows with pearlescent teeth. And they kind of give you this big wide smile, and in common they say, "Ah, yes, I am alchemist. How can I help you?"
Well, I'm also an alchemist. I actually had
Come in, and they'll step aside, and as you look in, it looks very run down. There's like this rudimentary alchemist lab set up. You look on the floor, there's some glass that looks freshly shattered, and there's like papers everywhere. It's just one big room. It seems like there's like a cot on the side, and then like this alchemist lab in the center, and then there's like a little rudimentary kind of kitchen thing off to the other side, and then yeah, everything looks like it's all in this one area. Yeah, they like wave you in. They'll close the door behind you, and they kind of move some papers aside, and they just kind of just sit on the floor cross-legged, and they say, "Take seats, let's talk. What do you want to know?"
Yeah, Dot will sit down. She'll say, "Well, so I'm going to be traveling and, looking out for danger along the way. And I had a question. There's a spell that I know some alchemists have, or I should say a formula, and it protects from arrows. And I guess my question is, if someone was throwing something that wasn't arrows, like, I don't know, a big boulder or something, would it protect from that?"
The warded creature gains resistance from to ranged weapons. Against ranged weapons, the spell doesn't grant you the ability to creatures. Once the spell is burned, just as ranged weapons. Yeah, I don't see why not. Let me just read their ranged weapon attack. Is any the creature can hurl up this. The size is this. Damage from a thrown rock is usually this. Yeah. They nod and say, yes, magic strange work. Call protection from arrows, but protect from all range violence.
Do you happen to know that spell, or would allow me to...
Yes, I know spell. Or, I know the formula to create the magic.
What? How much would you charge me to teach me that?
I know charge, but you teach me something, I teach you something.
Okay.
You show me formula book?
Yeah, I'll actually show him my formula book.
Yeah, he'll show you his. You show you mine, I show you yours, sort of thing. Do your eyes stray? He opens the page to the protection from arrow spell or formula. Do you flip pages, or do you just take what's in front of you?
I'll just take what's in front of me. I'm not looking to, do more than that.
Okay, they start flipping through your formula book and looking for
me.
something that they don't know or something to that they want to learn. So I'm just going to open your spell list here and see what's of interest. Your spells. Boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo. Your options are... they say as they flip through pages, they point at this. I always want to be blurry. We trade?
Oh, yeah, we can trade.
All right. Yeah, you can. I believe it's the same rules as wizards, so you just incur the same cost, which is pretty low. But let's just do it right. Copying spells. Writing a new spell into a spell book. Writing cost 40 gold. So you can remove 40 gold, and they will as well, as you use up the special inks and things that you need to write the magic or the formula into your formula book. And you can add that to your list.
Excellent.
You auto learn, right? Your take 10 spellcraft is enough to. Yeah, you have an 18, which is enough to learn it, right? I'm so bad at remembering this. Let's just look at the check. DC 15 plus the spell level, which is 2, so 17. You auto make it 18 if you take 10, so you're good. So you can auto learn this spell after an hour of studying. So you're here for an hour, writing the spell, learning the formula. You practice it. You can use their alchemical lab to make one. You take 10. You take your time. You make the check. You pass. Add it to your book. Anything else you want to do here, or talk to this person about?
Not really. I just was. That's kind of where her head was. She knew about the spell, or the formula, but she wanted another alchemist's opinion, and hopefully to be able to learn it as well.
Sure. While you're doing that, back on the road, what's happening with this boar, this 2,000-pound meat bag?
Yeah, so Oz thinks about it for a bit. It was not as big a challenge, and it missed its final hit. She was debating whether or not this thing deserved life. It hit really strong, but it only hit really strong once. So she, after a moment of kind of sitting there in contemplation, she leans down, picks up the axe, takes a few steps back, and then lines it up with the neck and just takes the head off. And then will take their knife and start cutting up useful parts of the body for later.
Yeah, you start portioning up this body when you guys are off to the side of the road, as I mentioned, but you're invisible of the road, and no perception check needed. You both can just, at one point, hear the thunderous steps or trotting of a horse as it's galloping down the road with someone on it, and they're just speeding towards on the main road. You can interact with this if you want, or just ignore it. But you note it. At least one of you do at some point. Do you care, or do you signal them, or you're just off the road? You could shout at them. You could.
No,
I don't have any reason to say anything.
Sure. Just
Okay.
thought I'd mention it. So you see this rider pass you going fast, riding the horse hard. And why don't we take a quick break? We passed our normal time, but we started a little bit late, so why don't we take a quick break here, refill our water, use the washroom, etc., etc. And I'll move us
Okay.
to break. We return as the rider rides hard into town. Dot is learning her formula from Vort. Gamex is slipping through the spellbook, and some meat is being carved. What is the plan with the party? Do you want to rejoin after all these things are done and discuss some things?
Yeah, I'll be returning back to the inn afterwards.
Yeah, and the time the hour it takes you to copy the formula, learn it, discuss with Vort a bit, and the time it takes to carve up the meat, walk back into town, and Gamex is done looking through that book a bit. About an hour or so passes, and you all join back in the tavern. It's a little later, a little busier, but you all can gather around a table and talk about whatever you want.
I got us new meat.
Ooh.
Nice.
It was a big boar.
So we get some bacon?
You want bacon, I make bacon.
Are you feeling better, Oz?
No, but yes.
She just really likes being grouchy.
I don't like losing.
I mean, you didn't lose, but you might, see if Doc could heal you up a little bit. It looks like that thing got you pretty decent.
I don't mean against Boar. Boar lost. Boar lost like I did. Didn't even put up real fight.
Regardless, Dot, would you mind, taking a look at her?
Sure, not a problem. Not my best work, but here, drink this. You'll feel better.
That not correct number anyway. I add extra number that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dot.
Yeah, not a problem.
What were you up to?
Well, I was talking with my fellow alchemists. I had an idea that there is a spell that can protect from arrows, or I should say a formula. But the thing is, I wasn't sure if it would apply to anything, that was a ranged weapon like a boulder. And so I needed to sort of talk about the science of it all with another alchemist, and he seems to think that it'll work against boulders or other, ranged type attacks. So I learned that. I'm thinking it'll help since you all will be up close and personal. It might try and, throw a boulder at me.
Yep. And you were able to find someone to talk to about it?
Yeah, so there's an alchemist that, was helpful with that, and it didn't even cost me any money. It just, I exchanged a formula with him, so.
Well, that sounds beneficial.
What about you, Gamex? Did you find anything in the book that was useful?
No, but I think I figured something else out.
Well, what did you figure out?
On your business.
I think there's something else magical I can do with my arm. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna use a point of my arcane pool to give my arm frost.
Yeah, you kind of extend your fist out, and the little smoke starts to come off it, like when you take something out of the freezer and you see like the smoke. And yeah, the area around the fist gets colder. Around the party, you guys feel a little chill as the golden fist turns a slight tinge of blue. And
Could you make these drinks colder?
I like stick my
Yeah.
finger in it.
Yeah, the drinks get
Does it serve as
colder.
air conditioning?
Yeah.
I'll put it near you to see.
Yeah. Yeah, as it gets close to you, it's like bringing like an ice pack close to your like face. Like you get like the raw, like cold, abrasive feeling of it, not really like a pleasant air controlled temperature, but you do feel cooler momentarily.
That's nice. That'll help a lot.
How'd you make this happen?
Yeah, I was just kind of messing around with magic and figured it out. Oh,
Experimentation is the foundation of magic.
exactly.
Okay.
Had plenty of time while you were having fun, I assume.
The
What did
boar.
we say?
So
Yes,
while you were
we
having
went and we killed the boar.
The boar did not have fun, I assume.
I mean, it got one in on her. But it is dead, so I do not know if that is fun or not.
It was good to make sure I not get weak.
Yeah, apparently that's a concern of hers. I do not understand.
I don't want to be weak.
Yeah, but why would you get weak?
I not fight for a long time, then fight one time, not as strong, miss bunch time, then fight again. Giant keeps standing, I die. Clearly, me not fight enough make me weak, hard to do correct.
Okay.
Well, there's other ways of getting strong, right? Aside from fighting, you can like lift heavy objects and, you know, use your muscles in other ways to
Lift heavy objects, not make me hit what I need to hit better. I not punching at giant weights and swinging at object that don't move pointless, cause real thing move. You need hit real thing that move.
You're not gonna convince her. A woman wants what she wants, you know?
Well,
I just want fight.
Yes. I know.
I'm thinking I'm probably going to need a couple of days before I'm ready with the things that I need to be ready for. I want to try and make some of that liquid ice, you know, so that I have something to throw at them.
So we got wait longer.
Yeah, but you
Well-
have to keep us fed so you can kill more stuff, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Do we want to go ahead and talk with, talk with Jan to be referred to whoever these leaders are to see if they're still interested in that? Just because, you know.
Yeah, before I go to the
we don't have
trouble
to
of
do it right away.
Yeah, before I go to the trouble of making everything too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we should think first about what would be a reasonable reward quest. I know you were interested, Dot, in seeing if we could work the Ioun Stone for Gamex into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's more ways to be paid than gold sometimes.
Like what? Like weapons?
Well,
The Ioun Stone, that's literally what you just said.
Why?
Yeah.
No, not rock. Why rock? You want get paid in rock?
the rock is special. It'll help Gamix be better. What does the rock do, Gamix?
Is the AC one?
Yeah, what does the rock say?
It say nothing. It rock. What are you talking about?
Then why buy rock? Rock pointless. I thought maybe rock person.
It'd make me harder to hit.
So
Why do you need
tech
rock?
gaming.
So you stand behind rock?
It's magical.
It's magical moving rock.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
it's an incorrect statement.
And the rock doesn't do like an eyebrow thing, right?
Last I checked, it does not have eyebrows.
We could make it eyebrows.
Yeah.
Does that worsen its condition?
Does anyone have a sense of how much this kind of job might be worth?
I'm not. I know no math.
Yeah, this is a hard thing to appraise. What is the going rate for taking out a fire giant? Does this include taking out its minions? How many minions does it have? How hard is this going to be? These are all up in the air. But you're risking your lives. So, ballpark, a group of 4 adventurers would probably charge around 10,000 gold to get this done.
And what did we say the Ironstone was? Was that 6,000?
Yeah, if you want the upgraded version, it's 6,000. The lower version was cheaper. I think I quoted you 3,000.
Something like that.
So we could consider asking maybe for an Ironstone and 5,000 gold.
Yeah?
Is there anything we want to talk about before we go visit Jan?
We should definitely tell her about the guards. Or him, sorry. I don't know. I always think of Jan as a girl's name, sorry.
Yeah,
I always see it and think it is Jan. Thanks, Steven.
You're welcome.
That actually is the proper pronunciation. But he did introduce them as Jan. And yeah, you do notice actually a lot of their names are kind of gender fluid. They work for both.
Pat.
Is that because all of them are just plain fluid?
Maybe not. But yeah, are there any other discussions you guys want to have before you kind of get to Jan?
I don't think so.
All right, then we can get to Jan. We don't have to go through the whole rigmarole every time. You get to there. He's alone this time. He welcomes you in. The guards let you in. And he asks you how he can be of assistance this day.
Well, we wanted to check in, and you said you could connect us to people who might be interested in having the fire giant dealt with. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, also, there are some fake guards by the library who made us pay them money to access the library.
There are fake guards?
Well, probably not fake guards, but they were annoying and they gave us fake names and they made us pay money because they said we were from out of town. That seemed rude.
Oh, well, if they give you fake names, how am I supposed to know who it was?
The 2 guards who hang out outside the library?
The guards have many shifts and many patrols. But I'll try to look into it to see if anyone's been swindling adventurers.
There shouldn't be a charge for out-of-towners to use the library, right?
No.
Just thought I would double check.
Yeah, they said their names were Jimmy and Bobby. They were very chatty they were just talking to one another, like not really paying attention that much and like laughing, cutting up.
I'm not on a personal name-to-name basis with many of our guards. It is possible those are their real names. I don't know. But I will look into this for you.
Considering they said you'd know him by name, that says a lot, I think.
Well, I mean, we'll just let him know when we visited the library. I'm sure the roster can show who was on duty. But yeah, charged us 5 gold a person to get into the library.
Oh, my apologies. Would you... can I repay you for this slight?
Yes.
We would appreciate that if you don't mind.
Of course. 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, so 20 gold?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
it
he
was just
starts
3 of
counting
us
it.
there.
Oh, just 3 of you
So
were there?
15. Yes.
15? Oh, okay. Puts 5 gold back. Here you go. He puts it into a small little pouch.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll hand it to whoever accepts it.
I'll take it since I paid it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You asked for the official who is dealing with the fire giant. Their name is Mary. He is one of my kind. And I can introduce you if you're ready to speak with them about this issue.
Yeah, that would be great.
Excellent. Follow me. And he'll escort you with a pair of guards to a... he'll start heading towards the tower. As you get closer, he'll say, please, it is important you be on your best behavior. You're under my... not protection... What's the word? Common word. I'm giving you my name in reference for you. So if you do anything bad, it'll look bad on me. So please be on your best behavior.
Seems like people here are very focused on the law. The innkeeper was also telling us to make sure to not break the law.
Yes, we are quite strict with our punishments. I hear other cities are very lax. So while you're visiting foreign places, it's best to be on the right side of the law and be on your best behavior. I'm sure it's not an issue for all of you. After all, you are saviors of our town, taking down the ogre mage and now the fire giant. You'll be welcome in our courts. Please, keep following me. We're almost there. And yeah, he'll walk up to the tower. There are many more guards here. As you get closer, the guards here are wearing much different attire. They're kind of like fully armored, more deadly weapons at their sides and stuff, and they're much more attentive. And Jan will kind of walk up before you. He'll kind of like give a pause to you to wait here, and he'll walk on up, talk, point back at you, talk for another few minutes, and walk back and say, all right, I've secured a meeting. We'll have about 10 minutes of the Chancellor's time. So we'll be meeting with him in about 30 minutes. So if you have anything you want to talk about before we meet with him, please discuss it now. It's not... want to put on our best faces for him and make a good impression.
Do you have anything that you know about the fire giants, in terms of their habits, their whereabouts, how many minions and of what variety they might have?
The one time that the fire giant wandered into our town, he was accompanied by 4 orcs, 2 wielding axes, 1 with a bow, and 1 that held a staff. I believe they are his entourage. Or minions, as you put it. They seem to follow his order. Yes. And I don't know if they were a one-time thing. Like I said, he only attacked the village once, but we have roughly know of his whereabouts. And like I said, the Chancellor is very concerned about having a fire giant so close to the city. And yeah.
It's understandable. They do not have the best of reputations.
Yes. Any other questions, or do you want to talk amongst yourselves? We'll be waiting for them.
Sorry. Is it impolite for us to negotiate the price with him? Like, I don't want to commit any faux pas.
In fact, it's a compliment. Our kind loves to barter, and bartering is part of our custom. If you were not to barter, it would seem almost disrespectful. And you likely will not be getting a good bargain if you just accept the first offer that comes your way. It's almost an expectation that you are to bargain for yourselves.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
I forget that most places don't work this way. Forgive me.
Well, I wouldn't want to insult anybody
Of course
if we're using your name as a means of introduction.
I thank you for the question and your due diligence in this matter. Very
Are there other
appreciated.
customs we should know about?
Nothing for your meeting. Forgive me, I'm not familiar with Orcish or Goblin custom. You don't do anything strange in greetings or anything, and when I say strange, most common greetings we're used to are handshakes or slight bows or words. There's nothing.
I hit him with my axe to say hello.
No. That wouldn't.
She's joking.
Oh, no! Please don't do that.
Okay.
Yes. You see, like, a bead of sweat just like go down his temple a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
I don't think so.
Perfect. So he will kind of just like back away a bit and be with himself for a bit, and just to leave you alone in case there's any inter-party things you want to make sure you talk about. If not, we can just time skip to the meeting. Is there anything you guys want to chat about before you meet with the Chancellor of Uno?
So, Akazira, you're going to be very important in this fight if we take it on. But in a conversation, I would appreciate if you don't speak out of turn. Thank you. I don't have anything else I need to discuss.
Okay, yeah. After that little discussion, you some 30 minutes or so passes, and a wisp of what does this creature look like? A faintly glowing ball of light bobs gently in the air. An image of what might be a skull is visible somewhere in its depths as it kind of floats on down towards Jan, and he notices it and speaks to it, and then it floats on up towards the one of the upper windows of the tower, and he approaches all of you and he says, "Are we ready? The Chancellor is ready for us."
Indeed.
And again, I'm putting my name on the line here. I've pulled some strings to allow you to keep your weapons and not disarm you, so don't make me look bad. And yeah, he'll tell you to follow him, and you'll walk into the tower. You'll notice in the base floor, there's a lot of workers in this base floor as you walk in. There's like some stone masonry going on. It seems like there's like a section of the tower that's either being renovated or there's something going on. There's like on the outside as you were walking, you saw like wooden scaffolding around one of the corners of the tower. They're either like making an extension or there's some construction going on. You guys just watch your step, and there's a lot of these workers in here. There's some dwarves that are like doing these stonework and stuff. And he'll guide you to a set of stairs as you guys will walk on up. And after a few minutes of walking up these stairs, you get to a door to another floor. And before he opens it, he turns to you all and says, "Now, as we go through this door, there will be a push on your will. You may try to resist it, but it is powerful. It is only to scan your thoughts to make sure your intentions are pure. So, if any of you are planning on murdering the Chancellor, you will be found out here," as he grins and kind of joking with you. And and he'll walk on through. First, he'll open the door and he'll walk on through. And I guess, I don't know, you had to walk in a single file, so I don't know who goes first, but all of you need to give me will saves, or you can voluntarily fail, or you can try to resist.
Voluntarily fail.
Sure, you just let the thing wash over you, and your upper thoughts are immediately red. What is your surface level thoughts of right now?
I'm just wanting to get information about the fire giant and this possible task.
And Dot, you try to resist, but you're kind of overcome. And what are your surface level thoughts?
Dot's literally thinking about the potions she needs to make, the, cost of everything. She's going through that in her mind, like, just thinking about other things. She's not even really thinking about this meeting. She's thinking about the stuff she needs to make to prepare.
All right, who's next? Who's walking in next?
I'm walking in last.
All right, so it's Gamix. Are you voluntarily failing, letting it wash over you, or?
Yeah, may as well.
All right, what is on the thoughts of Gamix as you walk in here?
I'm just like, all right, let's get this over with.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you walk in and you feel your mind being read. And lastly, Oz, you kind of are at the threshold and you walk in.
Yeah, so I don't think I was thinking about killing him until somebody mentioned that I'm not supposed to think about killing him. And then I think about I don't have like a visual image because obviously I haven't seen the person yet. But I have like this guy with a crown on his head who's like a big giant creature. And I'm fighting it. And in like the last part of my vision, this like the hit I make, and then as I kill it, the crown lands on my head.
Nice. So you're voluntarily failing. You're not even trying to resist.
I'm not
this?
even thinking about the fact that there is a fail or not.
All right. Yeah, you walk in and you feel your mind just be read, and inside this room there is this. How big is this guy? Okay, yeah, mechanically large. So yeah, it's a big person that's humanoid. But you see there's like they're wearing this nice like robe, but it's like basically you can see it's like a big V-neck, so you can see like their chest, and you see all these white like intricate tattoos that are just like everywhere along them, along their arms, along their face. It's like everywhere. These like white, all these like design. It's like tribal almost. All these different symbols and stuff like this. They have these white, like huge white, wispy eyebrows. Their skin is all blue. The robe they're wearing is this nice like red fabric, and they hold like a trident just like next to them as they're sitting in this chair. And as you walk in, there's like other chairs set up with a table in front of him, and there are 3 or 4 guards posted around the corner of the room. And Jan takes a seat and motions for you all to take a seat. And this person will, as you guys get to the chairs, but before you sit, this person will stand from his chair and he will say, "Hello, my name is Mary. I am the Chancellor of Uno, and I welcome you to my city. Please sit with me and let us talk." And he will take a seat and do a slight head bow to all of you.
I'll return it and say,
Bow
I'm
back.
Dot.
It's very nice to meet you, Mary. We appreciate you making time for us. We know you are very busy, but we wanted to talk with you to see if you are still looking to have someone assist with the fire giant that's been causing you no difficulty.
Yes. But first, before we talk business, we must all treat with food and drink. And he'll snap his fingers, and someone will come in with a platter of food, and empty cups will be placed in front of you, and he will stand and start casting a spell aiming at your cups. You can spellcraft it if you want, but
I am going to spellcraft it just out of curiosity.
no, you're not sure. Or Gamex is not sure what spell is being uttered. The arcane words are
I'm
being
looking
said.
for it on my sheet. There we go.
Yeah, both of you just... Maybe it's because he's speaking Orin, he's saying the words in a slightly weird way or something. But water starts to sprout from his fingertips, and they all, like, 5 fingertips, like, just each fingertip, like, shoots some water into your cups. And it fills with water. And then he'll kind of, like, cut it off. And he'll say...
Are your hands proper?
Yes? No, you were saying something. Please, finish your words.
She was just impressed at your talent.
Ah. Well, cheers. He'll lift his cup to all of you.
I'll raise mine.
Yeah, he'll clink your
Left
cup
ours as well.
and start drinking. As he drinks, you'll notice his eyes keep on all of you. Are all of you drinking?
Yep.
Okay, just want to see if anyone was not drinking. So all of you drink. Once he sees this, his eyes go back to close. He closes his eyes and finishes his drink, puts it down.
Does he
And-
poison us?
No. Yeah, there's some food on the table. It's like finger foods. There's a bunch of just like fried things and berries and fruits and stuff. So they're just like little foods that you can like pick with your hands. And what does this check for how good it was cooked?
I want to see how good they actually did at this. I am
And they
critiquing
cooked
the meal.
Not a meal, just food.
Yeah.
Is this
it's-
just fancy looking, or is it actually tasty?
Let
And done
me
well.
Read for a second. Yeah. So all of you are all of you eating this or no?
I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have
Um,
enough to at least not feel like I was being rude.
yeah. It tastes good, but when you smell it, when you bring it to your nose and you're like eating it, it smells of arcane magic. It smells like it's been so like when like something's been cooked well, good ingredients. It's different from when just magic gets it done. So it feels like this is like magically prepared food. It still tastes.
I feel like to Oz, this actually creates kind of a weird sensation because with the heightened smell that she has that makes the food taste like not what it is flavored like. So as she's chewing it, she's like smelling and experiencing a different flavor than her tongue is telling her. And so like the whole time she's just got like this really confused and kind of stupid look on her face.
But yeah, once you've all had a few picks of the food, he says, "Now we may talk business. There
Thank
is
you.
a
It was
fire.
very tasty.
Yes, there, as you know, fire giant out in the mountains. We want his head on a stick outside to warn others not to trespass in our town. How much to get this done?"
Well, can you tell us a little more? We heard, sounds like when the fire giant came here, they had 4 orcs with them. Just curious if you have any other information that might be helpful for us to assess the level of difficulty in this encounter.
Yes, I have all the details. The orcs that accompanied them, they had bows on their back, but 2 of them favored falchions. They were formidable for our guards, not the ones in the tower. If they attacked the tower, they would be no longer of this plane. But they attacked the town itself, and the town guards are not as formidable as the ones that guard this tower, so they were done in. The bow...
Sorry to hear that.
Yes, sad matter as well. This is why we must seek revenge for them and their families. The 2 favored falchion, while one fought at range with his bow. It struck true. The bow shed a little bit of light, which is a magic bow, I am certain, from our reports. And the orc who wielded the bow did so with skill. I think they favor that combat style or something. They shot and they were bouncing between positions. Not a normal archer could do such a thing. And there was one who wielded spells, an orc, wielding magics. Quite rare to see such a thing. But they were not powerful magics. As I'm told, the strongest spell my people tell me, there was invisibility being employed. and murderous commands being shouted out, and banes being put on people. These are the extent of the spells that my people witnessed. The fire giant himself, he wielded stones of fire and threw them into buildings. He carried a great sword in his hand that was obviously oversized for such people as us, but fit in the hand of the giant quite well. It was quite destructive. Was able to destroy pieces of buildings with ease and such. The creature was quite strong. To go toe-to-toe with it is quite a scary feat. He looks at all of you. I don't know if you're up for the task, but it is a very strong creature.
Yeah, we did recently take care of the
I heard
ogre.
they
Yes,
were.
the ogre mage.
Yes,
and,
maybe I can speak in
the, like-
relative strengths. Let me think on their power levels. The ogre mage is, I would say, is 2 levels lower than a fire giant. So, roughly around. I heard you fought an Etten with it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is these orcs that are with this creature, if they still are with it, are quite formidable. They're not your everyday. Looking at all of you, they may match your skills of you. Their strength, I can't go beyond what I've described, but.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know. As far as you know, there is only one fire giant.
Yes,
right? In this
we
area.
have confirmed.
It's not a group.
It is a singular giant. However, I'm not sure how much you know of fire giants, but they are quite tactic-minded. I'm sure their position is well guarded, well scouted, and well fortified for if an attack were to happen against them. They are very military-minded, so I wouldn't try to reason with it. If it's a fight you come looking for, I'm sure it will be more than happy to deliver it. They are avid supporters of, I don't know if any of you are religious, but if you've heard of the god Tencel, bodies in Tencel boldly. They favor fire. I'm told that the giants, or the fire giant specifically, think that Tencel himself is a fire giant, and they all try to embody the god of war. These are what I hear.
Out of character, was Jan saying what Jan said in terms of bargaining? Was that supposed to apply to bargaining with Mary also, or just like in general when like buying things?
It sounds like it implies in general when dealing with Dejin, at least in this city. But he was also... So both. He was talking specifically with Mary. He wants you to bargain with him. And in general, that is their culture that he was trying to explain to you.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you think we should know before we get down to the details?
I highly suggest that you don't run in blind. I would scout out the situation, make sure you know what you're up against, and assess accordingly.
Of course.
Other than that, I have no other words of wisdom to impart upon you. Are we ready to talk
one
numbers?
Other thing.
Yes.
Is there a specific time frame in which you need this to happen? And you also, we had heard, talked about asking Rachel, so I didn't know if you were still in need of this or how that would impact.
Yes, I said word to them quite some time ago. Are any of you from there?
Yes.
Oh, you are from there.
Sort of.
Sort of. Well, anyways, a coincidence maybe. But I sent word some time ago to this dwarven fellow. I think his name is Ronald. Do you know him?
I've heard of him, yeah.
You've heard of him, yes. I heard he's a big deal. But yes, This Ronald was supposed to arrange some sort of solution to this, but he said his people would be here and they'd make themselves known, but I've yet to hear from them.
That's actually us.
Oh! You are from Ronald.
We work with Ronald, yes. He mentioned that there might be interest in having us help with this task.
Oh!
We thought you meant someone officially from, Rachel.
Oh, my
They're not
apologies.
official.
Common is not my main speaking language. Perhaps lost in translation. Yes, we should have started there. Welcome, friends. We wouldn't have to have gone through the whole deal of Jan having to have given you his word. You are a welcome guest here if you are sent working with Ronald.
Yeah, he thought we might be up for this task, so he suggested we could come out here and take a look and, obviously...
Excellent.
Well,
This
maybe
pleases
not
me.
obvious to you, but we had previously also taken care of is it a rock troll?
Yeah, you guys dealt with a rock troll.
Rock troll. Yeah, a rock troll that had been causing trouble, so, we're dealing with more and more complicated...
Can I get
Foes over
sense motives from the party? Okay. Oh, nice, Gamix. So, correct me if I'm wrong out of character. Did you guys not deny being from Ronald to Jan?
It never came up.
I don't think we denied
thought he
it.
asked.
Or I didn't intend to deny it, did I?
I thought he asked, but I just want to not invent
We had
that.
ahead of time mentioned that we should not mention that we
I
came
do not
from
remember
Ronald.
that.
But I
Sorry.
don't remember him saying anything about Ronald.
I don't remember him asking specifically if we were from Rachel.
Yeah, I don't
or-
think he asked you specifically, but I think he mentioned, like, oh, I sent word to Rachel, kind of like this. Like, he said, like, I'm waiting for people to respond from Rachel, and you guys are just like... you guys
Yeah.
are
I
just-
literally didn't make the connection that we are the people from Rachel. I thought it was like, oh, someone through like the official channels in, Rachel's military.
Sure,
or
okay, but you
something.
guys do remember him saying something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember that part because I remember afterwards saying we were supposed to mention Ronald, but I wasn't going to say that in character because I wanted us to get as much money as we could.
Okay, yeah. So none of you notice this except for Gamix. Gamix, you notice Jan just looked very concerned and kind of like scowling on his face a little bit. But after that fact is revealed, where you guys talk about being from Rachel and from Ronald. Yeah, so Mary here is very pleased about this, and he says, well, this is a bit awkward. We don't need to bargain on the details. It looks like your compensation Ronald will handle. I'm sorry? You
Character, is that true? That's not what I thought.
Wait, sorry, what?
I didn't know if that was like what Mary is saying. Do we believe that?
I don't remember if you guys talked about compensation with Ronald or not, but that's what he's saying.
I assumed the city or whoever would pay us.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is that what y'all thought?
Yeah, you guys can go with whatever you think, but this is what Mary's saying to you.
So, out of character, I had assumed that Ronald had made an arrangement for a price and that Ronald would then indirectly reimburse us. When we talked about it outside of that, I mentioned if anybody was greedy, they would talk about not mentioning Ronald in order to make sure that we get the most money possible. Now that we've mentioned Ronald, I am not surprised in any way at what he is saying. I, in character, now want to cut this man down for trying to cheat us out of money. But I am holding that down. But I am growling it with my mouth closed and is like faintly as I can keep it down, because I think this is bullshit.
Yes, your dwarven friend spoke highly of you. And once the task is complete, we will let him know, and I believe you will handle your compensation for such a task. Excellent.
My understanding is that the interested parties would be compensating us directly. That is how it works with the Etten and Ogre Mage and the prior foes that we have felled.
Jan will actually, if you say that, Jan will kind of clear his throat and say, actually, I did not realize you were the party from Rachel when I mentioned it. You all seemed confused. I compensated...
We are a party from Rachel, but we're not the party from Rachel.
Perhaps there was some misunderstanding. We had an arrangement with your friend Ronald to take care of these tasks. I thought you were a different group, and I compensated you as such. If you were... if I knew you were friends of Ronald and working with Ronald, I would not have given you more money. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can let Ronald know to return the funds that we have given him for that task, and we'll clear this all up. Clearly some misunderstanding. Mary looks satisfied with this.
I want to speak.
Well, speak, says Mary.
I confuse. First you say barter, good thing. Now we offer barter, you all upset. Not make any sense.
No
we
one
did
upset.
Barter.
Yes, your friend Ronald did the bartering. A wonderful man, a man of Arfin. He knows how to make a deal. A deal has
Now
been
we
struck.
barter again because we barter this time, not Ronald barter. This barter on barter. He barter, we barter, everyone barter.
Well,
That's what he say, and he points to Jan.
yeah.
He say everyone barter. Barter is polite thing.
Yes.
We bartering now.
Zero. Can you keep your voice down, please?
Yeah, Jan will kind of step in. Yes, this is my apologies, Chancellor. I had told them, tried to teach them of our customs. He turns to you, Oz. The bartering part has already been done, apparently. We only barter once for deeds, and your friend Ronald has already bargained with us, and we have struck a deal already. A deal is in place.
What is the deal?
The particulars, I'm not... the Chancellor may fill you that, and the Chancellor will kind of step in and say, yes, I've already prepaid Ronald for your help with this. I'm sure the dwarf will tell you all the details when you return successful.
What if we know something that more valuable?
I'm confused because we did not agree to do this. We said we would consider doing the task, so he could not have been prepaid for our particular services.
We were told that your friend Ronald was sending an interested party to help us with our problems. If this is incorrect, we can... He kind of scratches his eyebrow. Perhaps mistranslation. Usually, clerics of Arfin don't intentionally mislead. There must be just a misunderstanding.
I don't believe he would intentionally mislead you. Just trying to understand the situation, since it's not what we expected.
Yes, many talks were had with your friend Ronald, and a deal was reached. We were sending funds in a very complicated way to some Bisaba of some sorts, and we were told that if we paid this certain person, that this issue would be resolved, and they were sending some good people that were interested in this and for other reasons other than purely financial as well, and that they could be trusted and they would help deal with any giants we were having trouble with. But of course, if you are unable to do such a thing, we would just talk with Ronald, and I'm sure he would repay us. It's not a big deal.
Please.
Could we just have a moment to discuss as a group? I know you're busy, but we would appreciate just a quick moment.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy check. This is not going well. Ooh, yeah, you string reason with him, and he nods, and he says, please, talk amongst yourselves. I will talk with my guards and Jan here. He must fill me in on this Etten and Ogre Mage situation. And they all walk off to a corner and leave you at this table, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Can we walk to a different corner?
Sure, you can get up and walk.
I will get up regardless and walk to a different corner and
Sure.
like gesture for her to come over.
We can all go over.
Sure.
What is it, Octavia?
Why are you forgetting?
I wanted to talk.
Terms change. We know Fire Giant working for Bigger Giant. Bigger Giant would find out Fire Giant not round anymore, gonna be mad. He gonna look for revenge. He gonna come here.
Are you trying to say we should offer to deal with any future giant maybe related to this fire giant?
We should tell him that if he wants the situation resolved properly, he need to think about bigger thing. We can bring back Fire Giant as part of deal, but there may be other giant linked to giant, and we don't want to be in trouble for this giant if he not compensate.
I do not understand what you are proposing. Are you proposing we kill this other giant, or we just let him know that there is another giant?
We need to let him know that deal need to be struck for other giant, because eventually Storm Giant probably find out. Or we need a way to dispose of Fire
Cloud
Giant.
giant?
Whatever giant called. I don't know. It was cloudy and rainy. I don't know. Whatever giant did.
What do you all think?
Well, I think that information is power. That might be worth a bonus.
Just that information?
Us bringing the doubt, that seems useful. Yes, I agree. That what you say?
I mean, the way it looks right now is they think we're trying to cheat them, which was definitely not our intention. Our intentions were only pure. There was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I literally did not think Ronald was paying us for this. I thought he was giving us the leads and we were going to go and decide if we wanted to do it and get paid, so I misunderstood that apparently.
We was just bartering.
Got anything, Gamix?
Not really. Not great at this whole diplomacy thing, especially not formally.
Yeah, me neither, but I'm the one who has to do it for the group, so.
Best of luck.
You just do what you do to
Thanks.
me. Tell him like it is. He understand. He learn.
I thought you were just like, tell him not to talk or something. I was like, oh shit.
That's enough
when
from
we-
you.
When we come back, can my diplomacy still be going? I don't know.
Sure,
how
yeah, that
long
check
it
can
was.
be for a whole situation. Yeah, so you guys kind of go wander back to the table. They'll notice and they'll regroup.
Thank you for allowing us the chance to discuss as a group.
Of course. What was the discussions about? What did we... there seems to be some confusion going around.
Yes, and we also have some additional information that we think would be of great value to you. That
Excellent.
is separate
What is it?
from any deal that you have struck with Ronald.
Oh, all right. Well, what is this information?
Well, we would need to be compensated for the information and any tasks that would be related to it. It is another creature that is potentially more deadly than the fire giant, and
Oh my.
we know has come close to quite recently.
This does sound like valuable information. How much is it worth?
That would be up to our resident appraiser to figure out.
What do you think, Doc?
1 second.
Yeah, I don't know if Dot has ever known the value of this specific tidbit of information. I guess, what are you planning on? What is your bartering with this information? You want to... What exactly are you going to tell him if he agrees on some sort of dollar amount? You're going to tell him about a cloud giant that may attack? That's the information?
Well, we'd give details about what the cloud giant was like, where we found them.
That the cloud giant said he is getting groups together to kill humans.
Oh, if you tell him that. Okay. Dot, this information is priceless. It's valuable. You could really, this information could save them thousands of gold to damages and preparations, and it's tough to estimate. I think a rough ballpark is maybe 10,000 gold minimum. Is just the place. Yeah, this is very valuable. If you're going to tell them about they're joining up ranks and wanting to take out human cities, if you tell them all this stuff, this is very valuable information that they have no idea about. So yeah, I would say a floor level 10,000, upper level maybe like it depends on how much you can sell, how much you want this information without, because you have to be vague because you don't want to tell him what it is. And right. I think you did a good job, Whitney, telling him, kind of give him a sense of the danger, so he's clued in on this. So I would say, yeah, 10,000 to 15,000 is ballpark for what you're dealing with here.
Maybe start high.
Yeah. Well, given the potential scale of damage this could cause for your city, we think it is worth minimum 15,000 gold for the information.
What the information we're sitting on, if we give it to you, might save you a lot more than that.
Oh yes, this is a bargain. We are being generous because we like your city and we want your people to be well protected. But obviously we also need to make a living as an adventuring party. Plus, the way we got this information was quite risky and damaging for our lives, and we want to be compensated for that as well. We did not merely stumble upon it.
We nearly paid for it with our lives.
How about we tentatively agree to 10,000 gold, and when you tell me the information, if it is indeed as you describe it, I will pay you the full 15,000. But if it is, I want to assess the information. It's hard to do. I understand your predicament. You have valuable information that you feel is worth some compensation, but which I believe is fair. What do you say to that? I'll agree to pay you 10,000 gold no matter what, but if I deem the information not as critical as you claim it is, we will leave it there. But if it is indeed as you say, I will offer you more. Perhaps not up to the 15.
We will go with 12,000 minimum. That is what we are comfortable with. We know you like to bargain. Come on, we're working with you here.
It is true, we do like to bargain. And I have been speaking with Jen, and you have indeed did a good deed by slaying those ogre mage and Etten that were plaguing us. Why don't we say this? I will pay you 8,000 gold now, without hearing a word. And if the information is indeed valuable, as you say, and will save lives, I will offer you something that I only offer to the mightiest of people. It is sought after by everyone in this world. I will give you the power to alter reality itself. What do we say to that?
What does that mean?
It means I may grant you one wish. If this information will lead to the saving of lives.
Dot, how much is a wish worth?
I was going to say, I can do an appraise check, but a wish is pretty valuable.
You've heard of the spell Wish. It is the mightiest of wizard spells. It is legendary among those that can wield extracts, can cast sling spells. The component is well known. It is a rare diamond worth 25,000 gold to perform such magic. But you have also heard that they are dangerous. You must be careful what you wish for, literally.
When would we need to use the wish spell by?
You may request this of me anytime. Once, and only once.
Are there any limitations to the wish?
I am not a god. There are limits to everything in this world. But it is the most powerful of things. I could revive the dead. Move you from there to anywhere. Undo something that has happened in your life that you wish never happened. Give you enhancements to your will, to your strength. The sky is the limit, but not beyond that, as they say. And no, I don't offer this lightly. I offer it to the people who are risking their lives to end the brutal practice of slavery of their people and slayer of beasts that wish to harm innocents.
Party, are you on board?
I think it's a good deal.
All right, we will give you the information.
Excellent. He'll snap his fingers. 800 platinum pieces in different sorts of bags are placed on the table in front of you. Let us hear this information, and if it is worthy...
I tell...
Also, pack this up, y'all.
Yeah. I don't know who's putting the 400 or the 800 platinum on their sheet, but go do so.
I will. I've got
because you have our bag.
Yeah, and he'll sit
as I'm
back.
packing it up, I will like take the bags and I will like stack them on top of each other, and then I'll put one bag. I'll put 3 of the bags on top of each other. I'll put one bag down. Me. It. I am strong. I have killed many things. I cut most things down with one swing. Big things with 2. This creature, very tall, floated on cloud. Taller than other giants we see. It take swing. Hurt only little bit. And then swing on me. Swing 2 times. Before lights out. No other creature. Swing 2 times. Make me lights out. No other creature. When happen, it fill area with cloud later when we back up, when team retreat. Everything get foggy. Suddenly, we hear big thuds. We wait a little while. It go. But it's a important thing when I talk to it first. It say it looking for Etten. Etten doing job for it. Job kill many human. Many, all human. Ask me to help. I say no. I bring back to Kit. Kit smart. Kit talk. Figure out what it want. It work with et enslaver. It talk of other friends. Lots people it connect to. Lots giant maybe connect to. It come for you.
I'm not a human. You think it would come
Your
for me?
people.
The people of Obviously, there are lots of humans here.
Not many, but yes, there are some.
Not
Humanoids.
I
Not
see
to
many
mention-
things look like people. If it look like people, it get cut like people.
Not to
What were you saying
mention
about-
that if we do take out some of its, allies, it might be also interested in attacking for taking out its allies.
Yes.
Were
To
any
be
of
clear,
you...
this was a cloud giant.
I was just about to ask if you were able
Yeah,
to
I didn't know if we
identify.
knew it or not.
Yeah, they just
Yes,
researched
we-
it.
Okay.
I had learned
Excellent.
about it at the library, and that is what we encountered. It was very dangerous, and we were lucky to get out with our lives, but it sounds like it has a lot of plans and a lot of allies in its corner.
Yeah, he looks very pleased when he hears this. He nods and he says, "This is invaluable. You've told me something that I'm sure few people know. It sounds like the giants are working together with some larger plot. And for this, I grant you one wish. Anytime, come to me, invoke. You must all be present, or at least somehow let me know that all of you have given consent to use the wish, because I'm only giving you one wish, and you may ask me of anything." And with that, I think we're going to fade to black and end the session. And you guys can think of a wish that you want to break the world with in between sessions, or you can save it for if someone dies. You can bring someone back with a wish, or etc., etc. But I've given you some experience, and I think that you all have leveled, perhaps. So try to level before next session. If not, I will close us out here. If we want to get on the record, what are we doing next session? Fire Giant? Or what are we doing?
I would like to do Fire Giant.
Fire Giant.
Yeah, I can. If it's okay with everybody, I'll figure out what things I'm wanting to do.
Yeah, we can say that
downtime.
that's done in between, so you don't have to we can just skip over it in the first 10 minutes of the session, what you do, blah, blah, blah. You have these items, we can do the math in between sessions.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone has any few day downtime things you want to talk about or think about in the Discord, you can do that. And then when we come back, we can do Fire Giant. What do you want to do after? Do you want to see the aftermath of that if you survive? By the way, you can look up the Fire Giant if you want. You went to the research. You got research in character. I basically gave you its whole stat block. It is quite a hard creature, but I think you can handle it with preparation and planning and do your thing. But it is a high challenge rating creature, so do your preparations and think of tactics and stuff. Anything else before we close out?
Yeah, I guess we not. Well, this can be off. Sorry, off session.
Sounds good. Well, if there's nothing else, I will close down the stream. GG's. Thanks for everyone for playing and
Good
watching,
game.
and good game.